Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing what I got for the Sephora VIB annual sale, semi-annual sale that is, for November 2025. So if you're interested in that, then please keep on watching. So as every VIB sale, of course I had to restock on my absolute holy grail favorites, one of those being none other than the Glow Recipe Plum Plump Deep Hydration Kit. I get this every single time except this time. This was amazing because this time it was actually already on sale for $47. So then it was an extra 15% off of that, which I was like, oh my gosh, what a steal. So of course I had to go ahead and get two because I definitely need to stock up. I've ran out of this for only about a week or so and I've been dying. Like my skin immediately started breaking out when I use other brands. Just nothing compares to this, and I really hope they never discontinue it, because honestly I don't really hear anyone else rave or talk about this the way that I do. Most people talk about, when it comes to Glow Recipe, they talk about like the watermelon line, which is fine as well, but this one is where it's at. Okay, this one is so slept on. I feel like nobody talks about this one and I don't know why. Anyways, as you could probably see in my old videos past when I have reviewed this set, in the past it came with two full-size products and now it only comes with one full-size product. So in other words, the moisturizer is still full size. I'm sure in time that will change as well. But yeah, the serum is definitely not full size. As far as I can tell, it looks pretty mini. I do recall in the past that it was bigger, but I'll have to revisit my old videos. I don't know if the price reflects that or anything, but yeah, it's just little things that brands do where they think no one notices, but we definitely notice. It's okay because it was on sale and I will buy it regardless because I absolutely love this stuff. Nothing compares to it. Another holy grail skincare favorite of mine is none other than the Tatcha the Rice Wash Face Wash. This is my favorite cleanser, the only exfoliator that doesn't dry out my skin, and I just love how my skin feels after it. Nothing makes my face feel as clean after washing it as this one. And you know, I know a lot of people in the skincare and beauty community are raving about Korean skincare and how they've kind of left like Sephora, American skincare brands for cheaper Korean skincare, and I definitely have been interested in and dabbling in that world. Definitely trying a lot of Korean skincare on my hands and stuff. Many years of doing that, and it's just like a lot of Korean skincares, as much as they are much cheaper and amazing, obviously, a lot of them tend to like have like a lot of whitening properties and stuff like that, or they're just like targeting certain things that is kind of catered more towards an East Asian beauty standard, so like skin brightening or whitening. And this is not always the case, okay? Like I'm not anti-Korean skincare by any means, like whatsoever. Their products are amazing. But as an Asian American, I've always found it hard. I could do a whole video, I could do like a whole video series talking about how hard it is to walk that line between being like American or Canadian and also Asian, and what that means for like what beauty standard you're supposed to follow. Because like while American brands typically target things that also don't cater to my genetics, you'd think, okay, well then just go for like Asian brands, but they don't either, because the East Asian beauty standard is going against everything that is naturally found in Asian people, such as tanned skin, golden skin, and it's trying to like make our skin more white and glass-like and just like making us trying to look like dolls or K-pop idols, which is not natural. So yeah, I don't really subscribe to like the super hardcore East Asian beauty standard of looking like a white doll either. So it's like, where do I fall in between? So I've kind of just let go of trying to follow a certain beauty standard and just kind of tried all kinds of skincare brands over the years. And funny enough, this just dawned on me through this Sephora sale and what I tend to gravitate towards. Because tell me how it was unintentional, okay? But as a Asian American or Asian Canadian, my entire skincare routine, which mostly consists of these three products, are all Asian American. Like, I did not know that Glow Recipe, I think, is made by Korean Americans, and Tatcha is made by Japanese Americans as well. So I was like, wow, how funny is that? No wonder they work so great for my skin. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, you have to buy skincare that is made by people who share a similar racial background as you. Obviously not. But I just found that really, really funny that I wasn't even trying to, like, you know, specifically support Asian American brands, but they just happened to work for my skin, and it was a pleasant surprise that they were. And funny enough, also my entire skincare routine is purple products, so I thought that was kind of funny too. Yeah, this was not like a calculated thing. It was literally just I tried so many products, and time again, these three happen to be the ones that are my holy grail. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. However, if you are super into Korean skincare and you have like, you know, Korean skincare products that you would recommend, please let me know, because it's such a huge, overwhelming world to me that I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, there's so many brands. I'm very overwhelmed by it all. Alrighty, so the next thing I got from the VIB sale is this Dior blush, Rosy Glow blush stick. I had been wanting to try this for so long, since it was released back in like spring or summer of this year, I think. And honestly, I've only ever used powder blushes before this, and one of my best friends, Lindsay, shout out to you girl, love you, we were in Sephora together and she was like, girl, you still haven't moved on to like the liquid or cream blush stick train, because honestly they're so much better than powder blushes. Like, you can control how pigmented you want it to be and like where exactly you want the placement to be, how diffused you want it to be, so much better than a powder blush. And honestly, girl, you were 100% right, and now I cannot go back to powder blushes, I feel like, because yeah, I'm absolutely in love with this. I have tried it. In fact, I'm wearing it right now, and I just filmed a full-length review on this as well, if you guys want to check it out as well. But yeah, absolutely love this. Highly recommend it. So next up is something quite random. It is the Morphe M133 concealer brush. Now, for most of my life, I used a beauty blender to blend my under eye concealer, and just found that no matter how much concealer I put on, when I'm blending it with a beauty blender or sponge, it just tends to like suck up all the product and diffuse it in a way that it's not really covering my dark circles, because I literally look like a panda bear without concealer. It's really bad. I found that using a beauty blender or sponge to blend out my concealer was just not really giving what I wanted it to give. So I randomly decided to try out using like a flat brush to apply it, and oh my goodness, I don't know how I wasn't doing that all this time, because it makes a world of a difference. You only need a little bit of concealer and it just like, yeah, it just covers the dark circles so much better. But that brush I was using to do that is literally this like Shoppers Drug Mart Quo super cheapo one that's supposed to be an eyeshadow brush that I was just using to put on concealer. So I was like, next Sephora sale, I want to invest in like an actual proper concealer brush to do this. So sure enough, I just searched like what's the best affordable concealer brush on Sephora, and sure enough, everyone said this one, and I've been loving it, you guys. It is a little dome shape, which I was surprised by. I figured it would be flat, as most concealer brushes are flat like this. But yeah, this one is a little dome, and I actually love that because it can get into like the nook and crannies of your under eye and buffs it out almost like a sponge, but it is in fact a tiny little brush. So yeah, highly recommend this, you guys. I think it was only like $16, and of course it was 15% off with the VIB sale. So yeah, I've been loving this and I'm really happy I got this. And now for the last two items I got for the VIB sale, and these were complete duds. So when I try new things for the sale, there's always going to be at least one or two that I have to return, unfortunately. And sure enough, these are the two. So I got the Kulfi concealer in the shade Mitai Soul, and I also tried out the Huda Beauty concealer in the shade Nougat. And honestly, when I opened these up, you guys, I was like, oh my god, they're so small for the price. I already didn't like how small they were, but I was like, whatever, let's see how they apply. The Kulfi one, you guys, absolutely terrible. I don't know why it's rated so high on Sephora. And like, everyone is entitled to their opinion, of course, and everyone has a different experience with things. But for whatever reason, my skin does not like this. I put a bunch of it on my under eyes yesterday just to try it out. And by the third hour, when I looked at the mirror, it was already settling into every single nook and cranny and fine line on my face. And it just looked so cakey. Also, it's the wrong shade, so that doesn't help as well. But yeah, it really didn't suit me. I didn't like how it applied. The applicator is like this weird, like very stiff, like flat plastic feeling thing. It's not comfortable at all. And yeah, I honestly hate everything about this. I'm so sorry if you're a fan of this, but I really don't know why it's rated so well. It was cakey. It was not that blendable. It settled into fine lines very easily and quickly, and I hate the applicator and just everything about it sucks. And the Huda Beauty one was not much better. I found that the coverage with this one was really good, albeit slightly cakey. However, the shade was too light. So this one might just be an exchange and not a return. But yeah, I'm not going to take it out because I have resealed it in a way that's like really perfect, so I don't want to tear it apart again. But yeah, I'll say the packaging didn't feel that luxe either. I didn't like how bulky and square it was. This is my first Kulfi and Huda Beauty products that I've ever tried, and so far they're just okay. Now the Huda Beauty one, again, the coverage seemed okay, so I'm willing to try it again in another shade. But yeah, it's not anything to write home about. I may revisit that opinion later when I have it in the right shade. But yeah, it's really hard to choose your shade when it's just online, right? So hopefully when I go into the store, I can choose my actual proper shade. Alrighty guys, so that is it for my VIB sale roundup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys got or what you're thinking of getting. I would really love to know. And also, if you also love any of these products too, please let me know as well. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Love you guys.